do call it the National Cemetery. We've a huge amount of famous people buried here.
My name is Shane Moss, and I'll bring you on the tour this morning. Behind me is the grave of James Larkin, the trade union leader, Maud Gonn McBride.
No matter who you talk to in Dublin has somebody buried in Glasnevin.
Aoife Kelleher, thank you so much for joining us. So obviously you directed the film.
I did, yeah.
Tell us, where did the interest from the cemetery, where did that come from, your interest in the cemetery in the first place?
Well, I'm from Dublin myself, and I'm a Northsider, so as I was growing up I always would have driven by Glasnevin, and I mean the tower is such an iconic part of the Dublin skyline around there, so I always would have been aware of it. And when the producer of the documentary, Rachel Lycett, asked me to come on board as director, I was incredibly excited.
And tell us a bit about, I guess, the cemetery and its history.
Sure, so the Glasnevin was founded in 1832 by Daniel O'Connell, and in 1832, when it was established, there was nowhere for Catholics to be legally buried or to have funeral rites. So Daniel O'Connell set up Glasnevin with a view to burying people of all religions and no religion, which is actually quite radical for the time.
Yeah,
absolutely. And tell us about the kind of notable names who are buried there.
Well, as you've seen in the clip there's Maud Gonn, there's Michael Collins, there's Eamon de Valera, Daniel O'Connell himself, Charles Stewart Parnell, Luke Kelly from the Dubliners, and the writer Brendan Behan. So it's really a who's
who. Who would be the most popular grave? Like, who does everybody kind of go, I want to see this grave, I want to go and...
Michael Collins is hugely popular. Yeah, he has a huge unofficial fan club from all over the world, including a lot of women.
So people would come kind of... Wow.
Yeah, women leave heart-shaped balloons, bouquets on his grave on Valentine's Day. I met a woman from Uruguay who had his signature from the treaty tattooed onto her wrist.
Wow.
So he has a very loyal following.
So you learned so much when you were doing this documentary, or this film, sorry, when you were directing it. You must have learned a ton.
It was an amazing place to spend time. It really, like, Glasnevin is just, the people who visit there are fascinating, and, you know, as I said...
That's the thing as well, it's not just about Irish history, there's some real kind of modern human stories involved in this as well.
Yeah, we didn't just want to make a historical documentary, even though history is a very important part of the film. We wanted to tell the stories of the people who visit there, who visit particular graves and why. And Glasnevin is a working cemetery as well, so we wanted to tell the story of the people who work there too.
Yeah, it's primarily about death, but it also celebrates life as well, doesn't it?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's really a film about life, you know. It's about the life in the cemetery as well as the death there, you know. So it's there's lightness and shade, and it's funny and it's heartwarming. So it's not just it's not dark and somber.
Yeah. And Shane McTomas, who we saw there, sadly passed away, but he was very important to the cemetery, wasn't he? He was an integral part, and you can tell that from watching the film.
Shane was the resident historian in Glasnevin and the main tour guide there, so he was the life and soul of Glasnevin.
Yeah, he likes
really
the movie completely.
Thank you so much for coming in, and everybody make sure you check that out. 1 Million Dubliners. It's nationwide right now in selected cinemas.
Stay tuned, because a little bit later on, I'm going to be talking to Benedict Cumberbatch. Jealous?
A little bit, I'm not gonna lie.
See you guys after this.